Go and grab your Bewear merchandise today. There are t-shirts, sweatshirts, phone cases, and more, all with the link down in the description below. You do not want to miss out. What's up, guys? It's Carson back here on Toxic Gaming today with week 6 of our Pokemon PGL Battle League, PGL, Pokemon Global League battles and stuff like that. We're going against Jonathan, coach of the Oregon Duckletts, and all that, and we're going to see how to look at his team right now. Before we even go into our team, look at this team right now of Greninja, which I will let you know is Protean in this league. Look good old Uxie right there. Then we got Rotom Heat, Primarina, fucking Lando T, and then Mega Metagross was his mega pick. And I'm sitting here like, well, shit. Most of the stuff on his team right now is so spooked to anything on my draft that I'm like, well, I'm gonna do what I can, do the best with this. We end up leading off, as you can see, with our Thunderous Eye, little Thundy Eye. I got a Fever with our Fighting MZ and Prankster with Substitute, Thunderbolt, Hidden Power Ice, and Focus Blast with 148 in attack in HP, 4 in defense, 252 in special attack, 4 in special defense, and then 100 in speed. Basically, I was looking at it like I needed that Z Focus Blast to try to catch something in. He had Snorlax as well, and that was my best shot to really hit the Snorlax something really hard with Thundy and not get just walled the shit by him. And then Prankster Substitute, just to kind of like scout out if I can scare something out and get a sub up, then Thundy can do some really powerful things. And, you know, classic Thunderbolt, Hidden Power Ice, as close to a Bolt Beam combo as I can. Then you also see I have my Mega Charizard X with us, running the Tough Claws and all that. But he's more of a bulky set with Flare Blitz, Roost, Willow, and DD. Good old Dragon Dance. With 220 in HP, 108 in attack, 120 in defense with an Impish Nature, and then 60 in speed. Basically, after that +1 in speed, I believe we outspeed Greninja. If I could get a D-Dance up, Greninja or Charizard could really do some good things and just hit some things really fucking hard. But then I could also Roost back damage on switch out on if he was trying to predict or U-turning out on things. I could Willow the Lando or Mega Metagross if they switch in on Charizard, if I could predict that Willow. He was basically a late game wall breaker if I could, and just sit there late game as much as I could with him. And next we have the Tyranitar, good old Rude, with leftovers, and then unnerved Tyranitar for this match. For one reason, I'll get to that in a second, with Dragon Dance, Crunch, Ice Beam, and Rock Slide, 132 in HP, 252 in attack, and then 124 in a hasty nature, 124 in speed. Basically, I'm unnerved instead of Sandstream for this game because of Yachi Berry Thunder or Lando T. I wanted to be able to have that Ice Beam kill him 9 times out of 10 rather than have to break a berry or try to knock off a berry with something else. And then DD again, being able to outspeed the majority of his team with a Dragon Dance, and then Crunch and Rock Slide, just good stabs to have on the team after a Dragon Dance or 2. Then we have our Configurus, Mr. McFeely with leftovers, Shadow Ball, Will-O-Wisp, Knockoff, Pain Split, 252 in HP, 236 in defense, and 20 in special attack with a bold nature. Pretty standard looking Kofag, basically best check or best wall we have for Lando and the Mega Metagross, being able to Willow those things, Shadow Ball the Lando, and then Pain Split things like the Rotom Heat and Uxie and Primarina, just to get them down a little bit. It was my best bet defensively to check anything he had. Then we have our Choice Scarf, Tapu Lele, Tapu Lele, you know, that old SpongeBob joke, with Psyshock, Moonblast, Focus Blast, and Shadow Ball, 156 in HP, 222 modest, and then special attack, and then 100 in speed. I still outsped Greninja with this Choice Scarf set, and then I could hit it as hard as I possibly could. And I had Psyshock over Psychic, again, for that Snorlax, being able, if he switched in on predicted Psychic, I got him on the physical side rather than the special side. Basic Tapu Lele, it wasn't the best matchup in this, but I needed that speed, I needed to be able to hit things that hard. And then, finally, we have a Choice Scarf, Perfect 10, our Excadrill, with Earthquake, Iron Head, Rock Slide, and Shadow Claw, 188 in HP, 252 in attack, then 68 in Jolly and speed to, again, be able to outspeed Greninja. And really, I had Earthquake as the main stab, Iron Head for the Primarina, even though it's a toss-up with what I could really click with Primarina. The Rock Slide for things like the Rotom Heat, being able to hit it with the best I can. or if he switches in the Land OT on an Earthquake, stuff like that. And then Shadow Claw was for the Yuxi and for the Metagross if they switched in, predicting, like if he predicted Earthquake, but it's like he's not going to click for Earthquake, and I can click Shadow Claw instead, or if it'd be like he could stay in with Lando and I would click Earthquake, guessing he would switch into something else. I could still click Shadow Claw. If he goes into the Metagross thinking he's safe, he hits it with the Shadow Claw. Best idea I had for Excadrill, and so we'll get right into the battle and see what happens next. Alright guys, we're getting right into the battle here. As you can see, we're challenged by Jonathan again, the good old Oregon Duckletts coach. And I send out again Thundurus. I really scare whatever he can to bring out something hard, or if I can predict a switch out and get a sell up, that'd be nice. He brings out his Greninja, and if he's Protean with Spikes, I'm a little afraid to quick the Thunderbolt. So what I decided to do here is click Hidden Power Ice, guessing he would either switch out or Spikes. He switches out into the Thunder, or into the Lando, but instead of me really wanting to quick Hidden Power Ice as I should have, I quick Sub. I wanted to see what he was doing. I know I kind of said I was going to quick Hidden Power Ice, but at the last second I hit Sub instead, and now he's just going to U-turn out. He wants to try to break my Sub as much as he can with the U-turn, and thank God I had a little bit of an HP investment so that he couldn't break my Sub with that U-turn. And that also shows me he's Scarf Lando because he went first. He goes back out into this while I did quick Hidden Power Ice this time. Him being Scarf Lando is kind of a problem because I was expecting more of a bulky Lando set compared to the Scarf and Intimidate bulk thing to break down my Char X. But he does quick U-turn again with the Greninja, so he's just going to try to U-turn out to break my subs. And I believe this turn I decided to quick Thunderbolt, I believe, but he gets a crit on my sub. What do you fucking expect? But this turn, I think I think I clicked Hidden Power Ice here, guessing he would go back out into the Lando after the sub was broken. But he goes into the Rotom Heat instead. Oh, I do click the Thunderbolt. I always just can't remember exactly which one I clicked, and it does not fucking anything to this. And I see no Snorlax on his team, so I'm like, you know what? Let's go for the Z Focus Blast right now. It should do a fuck ton to physically defensive, physically defensive Rotom. And I believe if he was anything like a attacking Rotom, it completely was going to obliterate him. And we're going to see the all-out pummeling, one of the better animations of Z moves, I think. Which was really simple, clean cut, you get punched to fuck, and then you get hit into a goddamn mountain. So, that Rotom Heat actually lives the Z Focus Blast, telling me that he is more of a bulky variety, and he does go to the Overheat hit, and I'm like, okay, I fucking lived an Overheat. He's not going to quick Volt Switch. There's no reason for him to quick Volt Switch right now. He's probably going to Pain Split or something. He decides to switch out instead. And I'm like, okay, he goes into Yuxi. Okay, I went for the Focus Blast again. I expected, honestly, with the Greninja, of him thinking I was going to switch out, he could bring the Greninja for free, so I just wanted a quick Focus Blast. If he went for it, I wanted to get something good, and I felt like that Focus Blast definitely would have been one shot that would have beat that Rotom instead of Thunderbolt, we possibly living it. So now I decide to switch out. Thundurus isn't doing much against this Yuxi, so I decided to go into T-Tar. The last 2 weeks I've done Pursuit Trapping thing, so I'm guessing he might think I'm going to Pursuit Trap. And he goes for the Stealth Rocks, get those rocks up. Thundy's not going to like switching in one more time or anything like that. And I'm sitting here like, you know what? I'm going to quick DD. Like, really my best play right here. He'll probably go into like maybe the Lando to intimidate me or something. But I have to quick DD. And he decides to knock off instead. So he knocks my leftovers off. Fucking first time I'm in here and I get my Dragon Dance up. I'm like, okay. He didn't switch out. He has knockoff and Stealth Rocks. He can quick Psychic move. Does he have U-turn? If he goes U-turn, I'm just going to DD again. Be able to more than likely outspeed if he sped Crep that Scarf Lando for anything. And now I'm at +2 speed, +2 attack. He has to U-turn out, and he pretty much has to go into the Lando. I'm like, okay, if he sped Crept that Lando for his Scarf and didn't go like a higher speed, didn't go like more than 200, 220 speed for Scarf Lando, I can outspeed it and I can kill it with the Ice Beam like I planned to. And it turns out he actually is a higher end of speed to be able to go a +2 T-Tar and outspeed me. And the Earthquakes, I'm not living that from a Lando, especially if he's max attack and then a higher enough speed. There's no way I'm living that. So he ends up beating my T-Tar, and I bring out Cofagrigus, dedicated wall against this thing. Best thing I can do for it. I'm deciding, you know what, I think I'm just going to click knock off. Whatever he switches out will get knocked off, get loser item, or if he stayed in with that, he would have lost his Scarf. He goes into his Yuxi, and I'm like, okay, I mean, I do have the type advantage here, and he really can only hit me with knockoff probably to do anything real damage-wise, and I knock off his leftovers. I realize I have leftovers as well, and I'm like, okay, he probably might have a Psychic move, U-turn, Stealth Rock and Knockoff, going a little bit more offensive, and he goes for the Toxic, more bulky Yuxi than I've probably expected. Lands the Toxics now. I'm on a timer, and I'm not too happy about that. And one time I don't run Lumberry. And I get the Shadow Ball off, and it really doesn't do much. This tells me this is more probably the special defensive Yuxi. Get some water there. And I'm sitting here like, okay, really, I can probably just still quick Shadow Ball, and it'll do more than he can do against me with the knockoffs. As you can see here, without an item, knockoffs really not doing anything. And, you know, he loses his Levitate and stuff like that. He knocked off my leftovers that time. I thought he already knocked him off. But I'm going to Shadow Ball again, and I thought it would kill. I believe it was a small roll to actually one-shot him from that range. But I also get the Spadef drop. To me, this is like, okay, he has to switch out. There's no way he's going to stay in at this point. So what he decides to U-turn out rather than hard switch. Nice safe move for him. If I would have gone for Willow here, it would have been really nice to burn whatever he brought in. But he goes out into his Permarina, and I'm like, well, shit. Permarina is really not the best thing for me. And I did Pain Split, deciding that whatever he brought in was going to be high HP, unless it was the Rotom, which I doubt he would have brought in the Rotom in that situation. And I do get at least a 4th damage on this Permarina. Early damage so that Tapu Lele can hopefully clean it up later. Or Excadrill, one of those things can clean it up a lot easier than being at full health. I decide to switch out into Thundy and either scare him or I die to Rocks. I didn't know the roll exactly, and I was actually going to die to Rocks there. Sacking off Landy, didn't really Thundy, and he really didn't do much. But it gives me a free switch into Tapu Lele, which was really nice to get Tapu Lele in here with only the Stealth Rocks damage. I do get the Psychic Surge up as usual, and I'm like, okay, if I go for Psyshocks now, it can't be too bad, but I don't think he's going to like that very much if I go for a Moonblast, guessing the Greninja coming in. I did not want to lock myself into Psyshock and give that Greninja a free shot. He just keeps cooking Surf. It's doing a decent chunk to me. Not as much, it's more than I wanted, to be honest. But I'm just going to Moonblast again. I don't want him to get that free, the Greninja switch from before, or switch out and have to keep switching. He gets the special attack drop, and I thought that second Moonblast should have killed him. And you can see the Surf, even with that special attack drop, still does so fucking much. It did so much, and now he decides to switch out, and he goes back into the Yuxi, pretty much sacking this thing off. And I'm just going to quick and Moonblast. I'm spamming Moonblast right now. At this point, Lele can't really come back in and take a hit very well, or come in and with a Stealth Rocks damage. Like, I would have to get a free switch in, and then hope he didn't have hope he didn't have something that was outspeeding me. He brings in the Mega Metagross now, and I'm like, well, shit, I have to hit him with Moonblast. I can't do anything else. He's just probably going to kill me with Meteor Mash. He goes and Mega Evolves. This thing being broken as shit that it is. It is what it is, and I hit him with the Moonblast. It's not going to really do much. I mean, to be honest, it's just not doing what it could. It does a 4th, so, you know, there's that, but it's a Mega Metagross, and he actually subs up now, and now I'm thinking, shit, I have to break this sub with Lele. I can't play this sub game and have him kill Lele while keep the sub up, so I'm hoping this Moonblast kills the sub. It should by that damage from before, and thank God it does. And this is where it becomes almost GG. He clicks Rock Polish, and I'm like, well, that was hell and fun and everything, but now we have a +2 speed Mega Metagross in front of me with really nothing on my team that can outspeed it. He goes for the Meteor Mash easily, just by Tapu Lele, just completely gone. Again, I have another Scarfer and an Excadrill, but he can't outspeed him. I need Kofag to live a Meteor Mash and then burn him. That's what I needed to do. I need this thing burned. And he decides to go for the sub. Smart move. Very smart move on his part. And for some reason, I didn't think he was going to quick sub. I thought he was just going to try to kill me, and I Willowed instead. Poor move on my part. Shadow Ball definitely would have broken the sub, as we can see coming up. And he does the Meteor Mash, and what happens is I decided I need to get that sub away for something else to be able to kill him. I live on 2 HP. I don't exactly know what the roll was, if I was supposed to live it. I get rid of his Tough Claws, thank God, and give him Mummy instead. But I get the Shadow Ball off, and I'm not certain if the roll really was 2 HP or if it was like that was a low roll to actually kill me to begin with. But either way, I lived it on 2, and I'm going to die to the poison instead. So really, the best thing that Kofag did was getting that sub out of the way from Metagross. But I'm sitting here with Charex, And Excadrone, I'm like, I have to simply quick. Hope he doesn't have Earthquake. Hope he's doing dual stab, sub, and Rock Polish. So I'm going to go Mega Evolve, and I'm clicking my Flare Blitz, hoping to God he doesn't have Earthquake. It doesn't seem to make sense why he wouldn't, but it was like, you know what, some people over-prep for things, some people don't think things are going to come, and he does have Earthquake, sadly. So, sad, there is my Char-X going away. There's no way Char-X is living that from a half range, let alone probably from full from Mega Metagross. And my last hope is that maybe he had like minimum speed and Rock Polish that Excadrill could still outspeed him, being Scarfed. We got the Mold Breaker. Really, it would have helped a lot against that Rotom, but as we can see, that didn't really happen much. And he does still outspeed me and goes for the Earthquake. I'm not living this. Straight up, I'm not living this. So, good game to him. Really, Rock Polish beat everything that I had with Mega Metagross. There was nothing I could do at that point to have anything to beat Mega Metagross with. So, good game to him. Check him out. As you saw at the beginning of the video, there are Chicago Bewears merchandise. Go check those out in the link below as well. And I know this is a little late, but we got the battle done. We are now, I believe, 2-5, I think, in Week 7, or 3-5 in Week 7, or something like that. But I think we're either 2-5 or, yeah, I think we're actually 2-5 totally. But thank you guys for coming out and watching the video and everything. Give a like down below. And I'm Carson, this is Toxic Gaming, and I'll see you guys next time and all that. Bye, guys.